You bet. Hey guys, it's your girl Asia K Geek XX Chic, and we're back with another reaction to Squid Game. We are now on to episode 2, which is called Hell. Subtle. I like it. The first episode, I feel like we should have had that title potentially. We were introduced to our main character, Gyun, and a couple of our other main characters, his best friend from high school, who he thought was doing very, very well, but apparently is not doing very well at all. Plus our young thief. They were all entered into the Squid Game, which hasn't really been named that yet, but they are all people who are in various forms of debt, clearly not necessarily considered upstanding members of society. They all signed up for a game because they thought it would be quick money. And they're discovering that the stakes of this game are far higher than anything they've ever had to do before. Very much looking forward to this episode. I'm sure it's going to be amazing as well. So I'm about to jump in, but before I do, you know the drill. If you've been here before and you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you can be notified when I do more reactions to Squid Game, as well as many other shows that are in the same vein. Hopefully you'll join the fam. We would love to have you. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's get into the reaction right about now. Oh, we're just starting off in hell. Oh, this is where they're doing all the bodies. Oh no, there's people in there. Is this part of the game where those people didn't actually die? Maybe we're on to the next game, because I'm like, I don't see them treating the bodies with this much respect after they killed them so indifferently. I kind of expected the mood would look like this. Processing. How about the other guy who saved your life? Thank you. Ooh, triangles now. Where'd the circles go? Yeah, a lot of them do. I think you do, actually. Here we go. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Right. They brought you all the way here without thinking about cell phone tracking. My man can read. He went to school. Here comes the mind game again. And the fact that y'all are so damn greedy. Look at them, practically salivating. Y'all don't realize how you got here, huh? This is such an interesting psychological, to think about how people work. This game master, the way he's look at them, mesmerized. Forgot all about begging for their lives 2 minutes ago. Look at them! Oh, I love this shot of them congregating under the golden light of the money. The symbolism in this show is amazing.
저기요. 근데 6개 게임 다 통과하면 얼마를 주시나요?
따라서 총 상금은
Woo! $45 million ain't a joke.
456번 투표해 주세요.
No pressure. Oh, I love this, and the group think too. $45 million or your life. Oh, good for you. Thinking about your daughter for once. Look at her. I love the looking back and the swallow of drool in her throat. And it's interesting to see. I'm wondering how many of them are voting really because that's how they feel, and others who are just, again, the group think. Well, damn it. This guy's got nothing else to live for. I bet she's gonna keep gaming. Come on, pretty boy, we know. And that is why he lied to his mama. Greedy. Democratic with guns? Okay. This is such an interesting social commentary, isn't it? Oh, no pressure! It's the old man, and of course he's gonna play. It sucks though, because he realizes that his decision now is affecting others. Before he was happy to die alone, right? Wow. I thought he would choose to play, I really did. But I guess that's a lot of guilt. I cannot believe, Miss, I have a baby.
이렇게
Well, damn. Wow. I would have preferred to, like, walk. She's not untying you. Have you not noticed she's not really about community?
내가 절대 돈 달라는 얘기 안 할게.
I feel like we're kind of beyond your pickpocket now.
사장님, 여기 어디예요?
Good question. Outside. How are we supposed to go to... you're being sued. Oh, I like that they let him speak his native tongue.
여기서 안산까지 걸어서?
I mean, I ran from like a bullet throwing robot doll thing. I think I can handle walking home.
그럼 뭐 갚아요?
갚으라고 안 할 테니까 그냥 가지고 가요.
Trying to get some good karma now, huh? After you wanted to play the game longer.
감사합니다.
He's a good kid. I feel like he's gonna die.
아직 잘 이해 못 하시는 것 같은데요.
Why would you go to the police?
그냥 막 쏴 죽였다니까요.
그 게임이 뭐라고요?
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다.
This sounds so bad. Do you see how smart this game is?
아저씨는 거기서 어떻게 나왔어요?
이게
They let us go.
누가 갑자기 게임을 하면 수백억을 준다고 해서 따라갔더니 무궁화꽃이 피었습니다를 시키고 그래서 그림을 막 쏴죽이더라. 그런데 선생님은 나오고 싶다고 해서 나오게 됐고 얼굴도 모르고 거기가 어딘지도 모른다. 이거 맞죠?
Sometimes the truth is crazier than fiction.
성함
바로 잘못 누른 거 아니야? 딱 기다려. 내가 걸어서 당신
Sir, you should be happy they didn't throw your ass in a cell. Let's go. I wouldn't be surprised there's a cop or two that's involved. They had to know that someone would go to the cops. Oh, someone believes him.
엄마.
Oh my god, what did they do to his... Please tell me they left his mom alone. Go talk to your mother, you coward.
야, 쌍문동의 사람.
Okay, can you stop with that? Clearly he's not.
60억을?
60억?
How?
외국이라며.
How?
선물로 그 돈 있어?
It's not quite the way it works.
그런 게 있어.
Just break it down for him. Just tell him you made some very bad investments, apparently. $6 billion in a joke.
내 거 말고 어머니 거까지 다 들어갔어. 집이랑 엄마 가게까지 다.
Damn, y'all are literally birds of a feather. Both crap to your mothers. Oh yeah, well he didn't.
당뇨입니다.
No,
올해 방 모르셨어요?
of course not.
하면 되는 거죠?
Because he was too involved with self.
하게 하나.
She's not.
아, 잘하고.
And what happens when you get your feet cut off, ma'am?
네, 그냥 이래 누워 있으면.
It's gonna cost money.
월세는 누가 낼기가?
Yeah.
약값하고 얼마인지 나.
Right? This woman's gonna keep taking care of herself the way she clearly always has been.
벌써 해제해가 다 써버렸잖아.
Yeah. It sounded like for a lot of these people, getting shot was the kindest thing for them. That's like the box we saw at the beginning of the episode.
수객이에요?
그냥 미친놈이야. 오늘따라 정신 죽여서 아주.
Someone's got a good memory.
너 계속 그렇게 말 안 하면 누나 그냥 간다.
Is that a threat when you're never there?
나 여기서 못 간대. 누나가 나 여기다 버린 거래.
I mean, you did kind of disappear.
뭐더라? 쌍문동 사는
성기훈이요. 쌍문동 사는 성기훈.
Thank you for having a good memory. And shouldn't they have been taking a police report even if it was bogus?
받았는가? 수금에 대야 돈을 주지 이 새끼야.
야, 나도 아픈 데가 한두 군데가 아니야. 그 병원에.
Yeah, looks like you're really suffering in your very nice suit.
사장님 제발 돈 주세요. 일만 좀 개새끼야.
Something bad's about to happen. Oh my god, but you deserved it, you bastard! In a factory, you just put your hand willy-nilly.
또 새로 다시 시작해야 되니까니.
얼만데요?
You will never get out.
참.
중국으로 가는 비용만 그렇고 거기서 다시 남조선으로.
Good, thank you. Scamming jerk.
한 번 더 나 속이면 다음엔 무조건 눈을 뿌듯 딸 거야.
Yeah, I'll do it now. Yep, she's a really good thief.
사랑의 아들. 부러진 거요?
You couldn't even say 사랑해 back? But I guess you must feel like crap. Where did you get money for hotel?
조상우 우리 아들 만든대요.
조상우 씨 지금 어디 있습니까?
Oh geez, you just gonna embarrass her in front of people?
아유 형사님들 좀 뭔가 착오가 있는가 본데.
Oh,
우리 아들
no mother should have to go through this. Oh, is he about to end it all? Guess you're not quite ready to die. Guess you wouldn't bother answering the door. They're watching you. They're like, no, we want to have the pleasure of killing you. You don't get to die. Okay, now it's a date and time. Interesting they didn't just bust in, but I guess they need it to be a choice. This is so interesting. Yeah, with blood on you. Right? You didn't have to, you could have taken it out the envelope. Jeez. I really love that they have this family that's like representing other people in Korea. Like it's kind of huge.
자기야, 이제 그만 들어오지.
Wife's like, you ain't giving us.
당장 들어오라고.
That's right. She like, we got our own problems. You ain't be lending money to no man that's already in debt. Sorry.
남의 가게 앞에서 담배 피우시면 안 되죠.
She's like, get away from my store. I don't like the poor. But I guess we need to keep creating these situations where he's got to play the game. And what's sad is, this did not just happen overnight. This has been building.
맞지? 456번.
Shh. Not in public.
네가 2년이 있나 보네.
Maybe.
어차피 얼마 못 살 텐데 이렇게 죽을 날만 기다리다가 가고 싶지 않아.
Yeah, he didn't want to leave the game. He didn't want to be responsible for killing a bunch of people who wanted to leave.
여기가 더 지옥이야.
Damn. What a statement about the situation of the world, hey, for some folks.
지금 회장님께서 형님 찾는다고 인천이랑 일산에 그쪽 애들 자꾸 왔다는데 그동안 어디 숨어 계셨어요?
It's a long story.
네가 화요일까지 애들을 끌어모을 수 있을 만큼 모아놔.
You're not planning to do something stupid, are you? Oh, that's so cute. Like they showed footage of all y'all getting slapped in your lives. You think they don't know that you're a gangster?
근데 필리핀 카지노에서는 얼마를 날리신 거예요?
Why?
애들이 네가 빌린 돈 대신에
I was about to, you were in trouble when he dropped all the honorifics, my guy. Come on. He's gonna kill you first, though. You probably shouldn't have been so cocky in the car. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. You're just lucky it was just your leg. Oh, never mind. You have to know when to gloat, kids. It's very important. Timing. Really? You're gangsters and you're coming with bats?
우리 엄마가 그래도 너한테는 잘해줬잖아. 내가 오죽하면 너한테까지 왔겠니? 내가 꼭 갚을게.
That's an empty promise.
그 사람한테 좀
미쳤어?
Right? Can you give me money so I can give it to my ex-husband? No.
애들 아빠 올 시간 됐어.
The kid's dad? Wow.
가영이 아빠 나야.
Thank you.
뭐? 너 애한테 뭐 해줬는데 너 그럴 자격 있다고 생각해?
That's not your call, ma'am. You should have thought about that before you married him. Okay, both of you, no, this is not the right argument.
아빠.
Awkward. She knows something's wrong. She knows her dad.
미안해.
Excuse me? His child is right there. This is the other thing with step parents gotta recognize, that even if the dad is a jerk, you can't be talking like that in front of their kids.
뭐죠?
Stay away from my family.
꼭 갚겠습니다.
안 갚으셔도 됩니다.
Just don't come around here anymore.
우리 가족 앞에 다시는 안 나타나 주셨으면 합니다.
Knew that was coming.
자꾸 이런 식으로 무슨 나타나기.
Not necessary. That's your mom's feet right there. You threw on the ground for your pride. I understand it, but still. This man's priorities are everywhere but where they should be. You're killing me, Gion. You're killing me.
성재우 씨가 가지고 있던 명함 저희 형도 가지고 있었어요.
I probably didn't make it.
저희 형 찾아야 합니다.
Who's gonna join the game on purpose? I feel like the cop's gonna follow him. Yep, like clockwork, they're all there. Oh, old man. I kind of want him to win. Is that bad? Back into the maze once again. Willingly, once again. They're like, go ahead and knock me out. That stuff was good last time. It looks like they probably got every single person back too. Yeah, it's like the cop's gonna follow him, isn't he? Maybe turn off your headlights, dude. That's kind of a dead giveaway. Ah, it's another one of the circles. That must be the lowest rank, I'm assuming. She's smarter than all of these guys. Wow, good girl. She's like, I'm about to figure out how to win this game, yo. Woo! Chile. This is such an interesting show. I'm loving the psychological components to it. This is what I said when it comes to Korean dramas. They don't just focus, like, obviously the game part of it is cool and stuff, but I love that it's the game within the game, right? Yes, they're going and they're doing childish games and dying, but really it's the mental game. It's the seeing, the toying with how far people are willing to go, with how desperate people get, and really just pushing their moral boundaries. Like, really, that's what this game is all about. And seeing how each person that we're watching go through this is deciding on to go back to this, right? Like, I'm sure that the game masters anticipated that people were going to be like, after the first game, holy crap, you're killing people. I'm not ready to die. Let me go home. Yet, you know, I think it's so interesting, like starting with the woman, you know, who came out, you know, first thing crying, begging. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got a baby. I haven't even named her yet. Like, you got to let me go home. Please, please. Poor me. I'll pay off my debts. Don't worry. A lot of people in there have kids, right? You had a kid when you got into debt. Chances are, if your baby's so young that you haven't named her yet, you probably were gambling right up until she was born. But now she's a priority for you. Suddenly, you care about your kid and trying to raise it and being there for her. And this kind of, again, is a bit of a sideways glance again, right? He's had his daughter 9 years now, and I'd say probably at least the last 5 of which, or 6 of, actually, no, it sounds like him and his wife got divorced almost immediately after. We heard a little tea about the day she was born, but we'll get back to that. But yeah, he's had all this time to raise his daughter, and he keeps choosing the easy way, the cheating, gambling, dishonest way, right? He's had all this time to get his life together. His debt did not accumulate overnight. This was not a snap decision that got him here. This was years of building up to this point where now he's literally locked off all these different avenues. And every other person who's probably in this game is in a similar position. They've had family, they've had responsibilities, they've had people who care about them or potentially rely on them, and they've still chosen to gamble, cheat, lie, steal in order to either get rich, or usually, let's be real, when it comes to gambling and such, it's usually not even about the money. All these people, if you want to get into the deep psychological side of it, they all have issues. They all have something that they're getting from the gambling. Gambling is an addiction that because it creates a rush in the person doing it. And a lot of times when people are doing it, whether it's lottery, whether it's horse racing, whether it's whatever, it's that rush, right? They're getting something out of that whole gambling experience. And all of them, for some reason, are just addicted to that feeling. I love that, you know, you see that shock value when it first happens, right? That they're all like, oh, yeah, we want to go, let us out, we don't want to die. And then they're like, oh, you can leave, like unanimous vote. If you all choose to leave, you can go. But then they show the giant piggy bank with the light flowing down and all the money. And it's such a brilliant shot that says so much about where the level of greed and depravity that most of the people in that place are at. And for them, so many of them, you would think at that point, no, but my family, my daughter, my husband, my whatever, people who've not even seen them for days now, you should be thinking about them, right? You should want to go back to them. But they see this money, and again, all the things that trigger their addictions just come back, and you literally, like, you see all of their eyes widen, their faces light up. Some of them even start to smile. Like everything, all the horror of watching 200 people die, gone in the face of greed. I just thought, oh, there's so much brilliant imagery in this show. And like I said, the commentary on gambling and greed and the psychology around it is just fascinating to watch. You see that happen with this group who is very divided, literally half and half. And so we get the poor, blessed old man. I love him so much. I really do. Number one, he is number one for me. And it's not like I said, it's such an interesting thing. I really didn't know which way he was going to choose. I thought he would choose to play the game, but it was so different because for him, he's there because he's like, look, I'm dying anyway. I don't really have anything left to live for. He clearly doesn't have any money and doesn't look like he has any family. So, for those who are not aware, Korean society is not exactly the most welcoming for people if you don't have a strong family unit. He may not have any family or anyone to take care of him. And like I said, unfortunately in Korean society, if you don't really have family to take care of you, there really isn't anybody else to do it. And you kind of just get left to the wayside by society. It sounds like that's kind of what's happened to this man, because like he said, he didn't even have a home to go to. But to know that you're slowly dying, you can't afford treatment, and you're burdening, or at least in your mind, burdening a good friend with watching you slowly deteriorate, I can see why he was just like, actually, no, screw that. Let me go have some fun in my last few moments. And if I die doing something that's still in my control to do. It kind of makes me wonder, as the show goes on, I'd love to see what the mentality around bringing someone like him into this game would be. I'm thinking it's because he does have that YOLO spirit. They're hoping that maybe the game masters, or game master, I don't know if it's one or a multiple, but I think they want to see like how the effect of someone like him would be in there. Like this old man who they think should be scared and like frail and freaking out is actually running headfirst into danger. Anyways, it's just really interesting to see how these different pawns in this game, like why they're there and kind of the effect that they're going to have on other people in the group, because I think that's all part of this giant social experiment as well. We saw the foreigner, what's his name, Ali. I love that the Netflix Korean shows are really trying to get more diverse, which I know Korea is not a diverse country, but it's still nice to show that there is a growing demographic of foreigners there. And I love that they've got this actor who I've actually seen in a couple of things now. I love that they let him speak his own language and his own tongue to his wife and talk about how like he's in Korea trying to work, obviously not working necessarily legally because he's working for a company that's refusing to pay him. I don't know if that's the case though. I shouldn't say that. It could just be also that unfortunately in Korea, I've heard a lot of stories that if you don't speak fluent Korean and you're not a Korean, sometimes some of these companies don't feel like they sometimes cheat foreign workers, I guess is the short way to put it. Like they do treat them poorly because they often don't understand the full laws and the way things work in Korea. And also a lot of times if they try to do anything, you're going to have to appeal and file for all your complaints and all that stuff in Korean. And if you're not like fluent, which I mean, he seems to be fluent, but conversationally fluent versus being able to read a legal document fluent are two different things. And like I said, I think unfortunately some of these people, like that greasy factory owner, like they think they take advantage of knowing that foreign workers often don't know that and probably can't do anything to stop them. And that's why they get free labor. And they were, we saw like the man had money. He was withholding payment from them thinking, well, what are you going to do? Right? Who are you going to complain to? Who are they going to believe? The foreigner or me? Ali's situation being very desperate in that and in his case though, it sounds like it's not because he gambled or did anything illegal or bad. Here he is, he's got his family, he's trying to support them and he's not getting paid. And he probably has taken out money against loan sharks or whatever else he had to do to just make sure his family could survive. So he's in a precarious position, but it seems like he's doing that more out of a survival mode per se versus greed or poor choices. But we don't know yet. We don't know that for sure. I kind of like his character and I'm interested to see if he's going to make it through this series. I'm hoping that he does, but I completely understand how he ends up back in the game because now, thanks to the accident that happened with his boss, which he deserved, police are going to be looking for him. And on top of that, he still has no money, even if he needed help. So we saw the situation with the girl whose name again, sorry, it just completely slipped my mind. But we know now that she's a North Korean defector. Her and her brother apparently escaped, but their parents had to stay behind. And she's trying to pay people in South Korea to locate her parents wherever they are and sneak them through China to South Korea. And obviously she's dealing with somebody who's not very honest and he's been trying to scam her. And so completely understandable why she is so desperate to get this money. Again, it's not about wanting to do terrible things in her case. It's about survival. She's got a lot on her plate as well. And I understand her desperation, but she's very smart. And I believe that her and potentially the cop are going to end up being the people who are going to crack whatever's going on with this ring and figure out a way to hack the game, as it were. The gangster is not much to talk about there. I mean, he's just greedy, in my opinion. We have no reason to like him, the guy with the tat in his face. Yeah, I really don't know what purpose he serves at this point, but I'm pretty sure we'll see it later on. But yeah, that's kind of where we got. We got a lot of backstory on the different characters here. And of course, as I said, the cop, he's a new person, a new face, and his brother was brought into the game. Apparently his brother must have had some debts that the family didn't know about potentially. But I have a feeling that if his brother did not go back home or did not go to talk to him, he may not have made it out of the first game. So he's probably going to go and somehow get himself into the game, trying to figure out what happened. And obviously being a law person, he's probably going to want to try to take it down. So, but yeah, so far I am loving this show. This is such a great, I love things that make you think, and I love ones that really dive deep into the characters and human behaviors. And that's what I said with Korean shows, yo. They don't spend a ton of money on like the effects and the crazy stuff. They really get into the characters, and I think that's always the best way to tell a story. Tell us about the people, make us care about the people, and then the rest is kind of gravy. And this show is definitely going in that vein, because we literally had no real action scenes this episode. We did not have anything crazy. It was literally just a lot of tableaus of all of our different characters and showing us how they got out of the situation and how they're still coming back willingly once again to literally risk their lives for some money. But we still need to know who's running this game. I can't think it's one person, because this is expensive to do this, to have the money there, not to mention to round all these people up and follow them and do all these things. So I'm still very interested to see who's running this and why, but I'm feeling like we're not going to see that so much closer to the end. So I'm still very much buckled in for this ride. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this along with me. I'm sorry I talk so much, but this is such an intriguing show. I can't help it. Hopefully you guys stuck with me till the end. If you did, please go give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video.